What is up, you guys? Jury here, and welcome back to a new video. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can run Xemu on Linux. So if you don't know what Xemu is basically an Xbox emulator that allows you to emulate original Xbox games. This emulator is free and open source, and if we scroll down, I don't know why it's flickering. It's kind of weird, but if we scroll down, as you can see, 81% of games are considered playable and only 7% of games are considered playable. So if you want to know if a game is compatible or not, this is something you can also check out if you're interested. But with that being said, let's get into the tutorial. So to get Xemu, you have two options. So if you go to this link which says download for Linux, the first option is you can use the Appimage, which is the x86-64 or the AArch64, or you can go for the flatpak version if you want to. But for this tutorial, I'm going to be using Portproton. And the reason why I'll be using Portproton is because Portproton comes with emulators. So as you can see, we have a bunch of emulators in here that you can use to run your favorite emulators. But for this tutorial, I'm going to select Xemu. As you can see, it's available. Then it's going to download everything needed for it to work, and it's gonna show you this small window. So I'm going to click cancel because I don't need a shortcut. So if I click cancel, and after you click cancel or create shortcut, Xemu is going to show up in here. So this is what I recommend personally if you want to have a hassle-free experience of installing Xemu. I think I said Xemu by accident, Xemu or Xemu, either way. But yeah, but if you don't want to use Portproton, that's fine. You can use the flatpak version. You will have to follow these instructions, or you can go for the Appimage. So whatever option you use, that's really up to you. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to this link. This is very important so that the emulator actually works properly. So you're going to need these three files. Now for 1 and 2, I'm not going to show you them for obvious reasons, but what I am going to show you is how to get the hard disk image. So you want to go like to this link basically, and it's going to scroll all the way down and you can download the Xbox hard disk image. So you want to save this basically to your preferred like download location, and you want to click save. Once you have those three files in your PC, then you want to open Portproton, or you want to open the flatpak version of Xemu or the Appimage for Xemu. Then I'm going to open Xemu using Portproton. So I'm going to launch this, and the first thing that it's going to do is it's going to show you this error saying there is no flash file. So you want to ignore this. You want to go to machine. It might show you the general settings, but you want to go to system. These are like basically the files that you're going to need to locate. So as you can see, I already located the hard disk. If I click here, then this is where I have my hard disk located, or this is where I basically put my hard disk. I put it in my SSD to storage, just to make things for myself convenient so that I know where to store files basically. But once you do, you want to open this, and the emulator is basically going to detect this. So once you do the same thing for the flash BIOS and for your boot ROM, you want to basically restart this emulator, and once you do, you should have all of the necessary files for this emulator to work. And once you do, we can now go to the next step. Now what you're going to do is to configure basic settings. So you want to open Portproton, then you want to launch Xemu. So you want to go to machine and then settings. So you want to go to the general tab, and in here you can change some settings if you want to, but I'm going to keep these at default. But for the input, this is something that I do recommend you like basically try out. So you want to make sure that your controller is being detected by this emulator. So as you can see, my controller seems to be working fine on this emulator. So yeah, as you can see, everything seems to be working fine with no issues. Then you want to go to the display section. For the internal resolution scale, this is going to depend on your monitor and is going to depend on your PC. So for me, I'm going to pick ×4. In fact, I'm going to pick ×3 just to be safe. Then for the window size, I'm going to leave this at default, but this is something I also recommend you do experiment. You can run games at 1080 or at 1440p or even at 4K, but for now I'm going to leave this at default. And for the rest of these settings, I'm going to leave this at default. And this will apply to other sections of these. I'm basically going to leave these at default. But once you do, you are pretty much good to go. And I'm going to show you 1 to 2 games to show you that this emulator works. Okay, before I start showing you some gameplay, one thing you're gonna have to keep in mind is that this emulator uses XISO to load Xbox games. So traditional ISOs are not going to work. So the best approach for this is, if you have Xbox game discs, you're gonna have to rip them into XPE, and once you rip them, you're gonna have to use this program called extract xiso, which works under the Linux, and this is something you're going to have to use to format or to change XPE games into xiso games for Xbox basically. So this is something you're gonna have to keep in mind. You're gonna have to basically use this program to change your ripped Xbox games into XISOs so that you can play games like Jet Set Radio or whatever game you have that's compatible with this emulator. So that's something I'm gonna have to keep in mind. But with that being said, I'm going to show you Jet Set Radio and Halo, just to show you that this emulator works. So I'm going to load the disk, which is Jet Set Radio. So I'm going to open it, and as you can see, the game is loading, and I'm going to go full screen. So I'm going to skip this. I'm going to start playing the game. So as you can see here, the game works just fine. Of course, I'm still like I'm a noob to this game, so oops. Let me see here. Can I? Okay, no, I can't. Okay, I'm going to go up and down, left and right. Oh, okay. Never mind. So as you can see, the game is running pretty smoothly, I would say. Now, of course, I don't have Mango HUD, but you can get Mango HUD working. But when it comes to like performance, I'm pretty sure this game is running at 60 because the game is really smooth. I don't see any like stutters or something, or like any frame drops, just by looking at the game, right? So yeah, I would say that's pretty much it for Jet Set Radio. So I'm going to open I'm going to like launch another game that works, which is Halo. Alright, so that was the first gameplay. The second one is going to be Halo, so let me load the disk. I'm going to lower the volume a little bit. Let's see. Let me lower the volume on my end. But as you can see, Halo seems to be working just fine, yeah. So let me start a campaign. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, one thing that I do notice is that the game is a little bit laggy. I think the audio is a little bit laggy. But this is probably because I'm recording, so it's it is to be expected, basically. All right.
I gave you a double dose of the wake-up stim. Take a quick walk around the cryo bay and join me at the optical diagnostic station when you're ready.
The controllers are a little bit wonky, as in like the camera. Okay.
I know the ordnance techs usually take care of your targeting sensors, but we're short of time, Chief. Just look at each of the flashing panels to target them. When you lock on, it'll change color.
You can edit your pitch, inversion button, layout, movement controls in other settings. To edit your settings, press start and select save and quit to return to the main menu and then select settings. Okay, cool. Right, first checkpoint is done. Since I'm using a PlayStation 2 controller, I might use a PlayStation 4 controller or something just to have more control over the camera speed, because it is a little bit too fast, but something I'm gonna have to get comfortable with. But yeah, and that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did like this tutorial, then give this video a like and comment down below if you need any further assistance or if you're having some kind of issues with this, and I'll try my best to answer your comments. But yeah, with that being said, it's your boy Jury, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.